Hello, good morning. So yesterday, sort of by accident, I did a really pretty, okay, let me back that up. 2 words that no mother ever wants to hear together are pink and eye. Pink eye is the devil, okay? We've lived through pink eye twice in this house, and it's super contagious and it won't go away. And I can't even hear the color pink without thinking of it now. But yesterday, sort of by accident, I created the prettiest pink eye look ever using this shade, which is Ostentatious. Now, this shade would normally scare me senseless because it is not what I normally do on my eyes, but it looked so pretty when I smoked it out. So I used Ostentatious and Relaxed, this lighter pink that's getting totally blown out by the light, Relaxed, and I faded them into one another, and then I just did a really simple look on the rest of my face, and it was gorgeous. So I'm going to show you how to do that because I think it would be so pretty. I mean, I wore it to work yesterday, but it would be amazing for a date night or a really great holiday look. So we're going to use this really cool palette that I made. These were all new shades as of September that we launched. So in this palette, I have Ostentatious, Delirious, Relaxed, and Optimistic. And everything is really super shimmery and sparkly, but we're going to use this color as our predominant color on our eye so that you can see how I blend it in. But it was just a really, really pretty holiday look, and I think you're going to love it. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in with the face primer and put that on my face, and we'll let it sit for a few minutes so that it acclimates. Just a small pea-sized amount is enough. And putting it on your face and letting it acclimate means that you're going to let it all soak in so that when you put your makeup on top of it, it doesn't slide around or move your product anywhere else on your face. Of course, it goes on totally clear and translucent. It is not a moisturizer, it's a primer. So for any fine lines, wrinkles, pores, imperfections, you're not going to see them after you put primer on. That's the whole point. I used to think primer was like one of those upsell items that people at Sephora always tried to get me to buy, and that it didn't really do anything because you couldn't see it. But after I used it, I kind of got the hint that it really was sort of a necessary evil. Bring it just a little bit closer when I do my eyes. Okay, so because I'm going to do sort of a more colorful eye look, I'm not going to go crazy with the rest of my makeup and sort of make it really natural because you only want one feature to pop on your face at a time. Sort of like when you wear a sleeveless dress, you shouldn't also have a high cut dress or a low cut neckline or something. You're supposed to pick one feature and focus on that. So that's what we're going to do today. And we're going to use a blending bud in order to blend everything out. But I'm going to go in with the Touch Mineral Liquid Foundation, which is the kudos of the month. So this month you get a liquid foundation, a lipstick, a primer, a dip and draw eyeliner, and a highlighter for $79 with free shipping. So it's a great deal. It's about, I want to say 25% off retail. And then if you were to add in like an eyeshadow color, a setting product, a mascara, and a blush, you pretty much have a full face right there for like $110. So if you're looking for a new makeup routine, you found it. All right, so always with these products, they are a mineral product. So you want to shake them and you want to dump the plunger a few times so that all of those things incorporate it because the minerals do separate. So this is the Velour liquid foundation. So it's the lighter. I use 2 different shades that I bounce around between. I just put some on the back of my hand so I can spread it out. I go back and forth between using Velour, which is my lighter, and using taffeta. And that's always a little bit darker on me. The Velour, as you can see, has a bit of a yellow undertone. but I wanted kind of a porcelain look for today so that my eye look pops even more. And it'll also kind of be a good way to show you that, like, I bounce back and forth. And actually, I just ordered a new Hygieia. I just ordered a new liquid foundation, and I got Eyelet, which is sort of the in-between between taffeta and velour. Because pretty much whenever I blend my makeup in and then I add my concealer and my bronzer to it, like, everything ends up being the right color in the end. So when I put this on today, I put on about half a dropper of foundation. All right. So as you can see, it definitely has yellow undertones. My face tends to have a little bit more of a yellow undertone too, so it's not the end of the world. But when I want a warmer look or a darker look, I go with my taffeta. So this is just a damp blending bud. I wash it every morning with water and hand soap so that it's nice and clean, but also so that it has a little moisture in it. So when I press it into my skin, it just blends everything out really easily. So I go in with the round side. Hi, Bryn. Hi, Alyssa. And I press this in, and it blends it all out for me. You can use, there's a lot of different tools that you can use. I like the blending bud, and I also like the Younique powder concealer brush. But today I was just feeling this because my skin has been so dry. We're like reverse weathering right now in New York. It's like sunny and 50 all of a sudden. So back to blending bud. I thought you switched to the brush. I use both. Where is my powder concealer brush? Okay, so how about I do my face with the powder concealer? Or my forehead, rather. So I do both. I tend to use the blending bud when my skin feels a little bit more dry, or if I'm ever using BB cream because it's a heavier liquid. It's a tinted moisturizer, technically. Oh, and if you're wondering about my super deep voice, it's because I have laryngitis this time every year, and I don't know how. All right, so this is the powder concealer brush. This is technically meant for a powder and not a liquid, but it blends my liquid amazingly. So same deal. You just kind of stipple it in. I sound hot. I literally was up half the night coughing. I thought Justin was gonna like go to Motel 6 or something just to get away from me. It's fine. For better or for worse, right? For sickness and in health. We tested the theory last night. Hi, Kristen. All right, so see, it blends it out just as easily. It's just that sometimes I use this when I want like a little bit of extra moisture in my face, and because I can pump this full of water in the sink and wash it out, I just feel like sometimes it gives my skin that little oomph that it desires. Right now, it's 50 out and sunny, and people are doing their leaves. But 2 weeks ago, it was 20 and snowing for Thanksgiving. So this is an Eco Tools sponge, and it's about my 6th one, because if I don't literally lock it in a drawer, Mina finds it and chews it. So I get it at Target. It's really quite large. Like if you look at the size of my hand, it's pretty big. It's the Eco Tools sponge, and I like it because it's really, really squishy. Like, look how squishy that is. Whereas there's other ones that are really stiff, and I don't like to use them at all. Like this one I used to use all the time. It's super, super stiff. And I like a really, really bouncy one because it just blends into your face easier. The Younique ones are a little bit stiff for me. Some people prefer that. I just really like a squishy one for some reason. All right, so I just blend this down my neck a little bit. So as you can see, when this all blends out, it looks like my regular skin tone. It doesn't look like super yellow like it looked when I just had the patches on. I'm literally running on coffee because sleep did not happen last night. Okay. So now we're going to go in with Touch Minerals Skin Perfecting Concealer. This is the Scarlet, which is the lightest shade that we have. And I always just put a little bit on the back of my hand. Oh my gosh, this light is, there we go. Way over here, follow here. Just a little bit, and then I take a cream shadow brush like this, and I spread it out where I want it to be highlighted. So under my eyes, and you make a V. You never want to just go under your eyes where like your bags or your dark circles are, because that is going to make them look larger. Stay away from doing that. Down my nose, around your nose, down your chin. I need just a pinch more. Also, here's a question for anyone who could tell me this. So I keep getting these emails from Old Navy that I have super cash that ends today apparently, and I apparently have $50 of super cash. Now, I doubt this works like Kohl's Cash, where you just go in and you can use the $50 and not have a balance, but I doubt that it works that way at Old Navy. So if anyone knows how you spend super cash and how much you have to spend to get your $50 off, please let me know. Because I'm really trying not to shop, but when they send me things like that, it makes it very difficult. Okay, so back to the sponge. I'm going to use the flat side of the sponge to press in my concealer, like so, and it just melts right into my skin. I wonder if I have this up too much. I wish there was like a preset. Is that a little bit? That's a little bit better. You can see me a little more. I wish there was a preset on here. All right, so the blending bud, again, damp, just to blend out my concealer. And I just press it in. Like, there is no wiping motion. I'm not moving it around. I'm just like literally tapping it into my skin. Pressing. I will say, if you're back and forth between the blending bud and like a powder concealer brush or something like that, if time is a factor and you're literally like, I have 5 minutes to do my makeup in the morning and that is all, use the brush, because the brush goes so fast. I can't, this takes a little bit longer. So I would definitely recommend, if time is a factor for you, to use the brush because it goes super quick. All right, beautiful. So now we're gonna set our makeup, which which is an important part of keeping your makeup on all day. Again, this product, the Touch Behold Setting Powder, you're not going to get like a wow from it. It's not going to change the look of your face, but it's going to keep your makeup where you want it, which is going to give you a lot better mileage on your makeup. So this is a super duper finely milled powder. And what it does is it's translucent, so it doesn't change the color of anything. You can put it over everything. You can put it over your cream eyeshadows, your lipstick, anything that you want. And it's just going to keep it firmly in place for the day until you want to take it off. And I put it over the areas that I concealed with my bright Scarlet concealer, because I want to make sure that my concealer stays nice and bright all day long. And I use the brush as opposed to other people can sometimes use the sponge. It goes on too heavy when I use the sponge. And for me, I tend to notice fine lines when I do that, when I put too much product on, and that does not make me happy. So I tend to use the brush so I can tap off a majority of the product and then just use a little bit. So now I'm going to go in with Crepe pressed powder. So for the kudos this month, you can get a liquid foundation like this, and you can also get a pressed powder or a loose powder. So if you already have a liquid foundation and you don't need another one and you don't want to stock up, you can get a pressed powder or a loose powder. You can also get a pressed powder in like a darker shade to do your contour with, or a lighter shade to like highlight with. What I love about our pressed powders is that they truly are full coverage. So if you're doing something like BB cream and then you're layering your pressed powder on top of it as a setting product, it's just going to amp up your coverage so you have even more flawlessness going on. And I don't know anybody who doesn't want that. Okay, so another power product that I use every day is our Beachfront Bronzer. This is the shade Hermosa. It's the medium shade. We have 3. We have Sunset, which is lighter. I'll actually show you the Sunset. I don't dare buy the Malibu because it's a lot darker for me. All right, so I don't know what he's talking about. Okay, so this is Sunset and this is Hermosa. So you can see that this is slightly darker, slightly lighter, a little bit more golden, and the Hermosa is a little bit darker and a little bit more mahogany colored. It's got a little bit more warmth in it. So today I'm going to use, I kind of toggle back and forth, but I'm going to use, I want some more warmth in my face. So I'm going to use the Hermosa, and I just use this e.l.f. Foundation blurring brush. I like it because it's pretty consolidated and I can control better where the bronzer is going. So I just draw a line essentially from the top of my ear down towards the corner of my mouth. And that's going to put the bronzer at the exact right spot for giving you a nice jaw chisel right there. Like, look at the difference when I talk. You can see this so much better. My face looks thinner on this side as opposed to this side. Here, we'll do the top hairline too. You want to warm up the sides of your face. It's going to make your face appear thinner by keeping the inside of your face brighter. And then under your jaw. Blend down a little. And on the side of your nose. What a difference. Huge difference, right? Don't skip bronzer. Now you can also use, like I said, you could get a pressed powder in a darker shade and use that instead of using bronzer. If you don't like the sort of shimmery glow of it, you can get that Kudos this month and get a darker pressed powder for yourself. And you get the luminizer, so you really have a whole highlight contour situation happening there then. All right. This cough has got to go. All right, so for today, because I'm doing a bolder eye, I'm going to keep the blush really, really simple. So this is the shade Sweet. Just a really, really pretty pink. It's like a super natural flush look, and you get so much. These are huge. Like, this is the entire size of my palm. So you get so much product in here, and they're hyper pigmented. So you will honestly get like a year plus out of a blush. So I'm going to use shade Sweet, and I'm just going to start at the back of my cheekbone, right where my bronzer stopped, and I'm going to tap it on towards the front and back and forth. So what this does is it builds, hi, good morning, Christine. What it does is it builds the color without overpowering it. Never start in the front because you're going to get that really big consolidated color blob right in the front, and it's just not going to look natural. You're going to look like a kid in a high school play. So start at the back with a little bit of product and just tap it forward until you get the color that you want. So again, starting in the back and moving back and forth and just pressing in. You can always add more. It's harder to blend out color that you don't want anymore, though it's very possible. It's just like, why take that extra step? Okay, so I always do my highlighter last because that's like my finish. That's my pièce de résistance. But I'm actually, before I go any further, I'm going to use my lip exfoliator because I'm going to use my Crush lip powder today, and it just looks best on a nice fresh lip. So all this is sugar and coconut oil, essentially, in a stick, and it takes off all the dead skin on your lips so that not only your moisturizing products work because they don't have to go through that extra layer of dead skin, but your lip products are going to look 100% better without that on there. Yeah, my kids love the taste. All right, perfect. So now we're going to do eyes. So like I promised you, I'm going to do a little bit more of a bold eye. Pause for effect. We're going to use this color, which is ostentatious, and she sure is. But the way that you use it, it can still look like really pretty and classy. It'll just look a little jazzier than I normally do. But sometimes color is fun. I do get a little bit bored just doing like neutrals and browns and taupes and pinks. So this is definitely stepping outside of what I normally do, but I'm going to show you how you do it without looking like you work on a street corner. There ain't nothing wrong with that. If that is your lifestyle, I couldn't do it, but good for you. So I'm going to go in with my Younique. Actually, I'm going to go with my Younique crease brush. So this is my Younique crease brush. It's a fluffy blending brush, but it's got a pointed tip on it so that you can control where it goes a little bit better. And I'm going to just gently go in. Hi, Casey. I'm just going to gently go in and tap this once because there is so much color in these pressed powders that you're not going to want to overload. When I used to use like store brands, I used to have to go back and forth a ton of times. There was all kinds of makeup like on my cheekbone when I was done with it. So we don't have to do that. Although, you know what? Hold the phone. I'm going to do my eyeliner first because I blend this into my eyeliner so that it's a little bit more natural. So I'm using our Perfect Black eyeliner today. And I call it Perfect Black because it is, but that's also its name. And I'm going to go a little bit heavier on the outside because I like the way that it makes the lashes look for something a little more dramatic like this. And then I taper it in and it gets thinner, but I keep it right at the lash line. And again on this side, thicker on the end. Like so. So obviously that makes a world of difference already in terms of the way that my eyes appear. All right, so we have a little bit of this crazy pink shade, Ostentatious, on my brush, and I'm just going to go in and bring this to the corner of my eye, and I'm going to do a windshield wiper motion into the crease from the corner out, and then blend it in. And then we're going to do the other eye. It's really pink. I get it. Don't be afraid. It is not going to look insane when we're done. I really stepped out of the old comfort zone yesterday to do this. And I loved it. I didn't want to wash it off actually at night. It gave me life all day. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Tara. All right, so there it is. It's real pink, right? I actually think this side needs a little bit more in the old crease. All right. So now I'm going to go in with Relaxed, which is like this very light sort of shimmery rose pink. And I'm going to go in with the Younique blending brush. And I'm going to grab some of this and just place it on my eye, on the lid portion, and windshield wiper it back to blend it into that darker pink and into the crease. It's going to soften it up considerably so that it's just really soft and pretty. The whole idea is to blend it so that you don't have like a dark and a light shade. You more have that mixture everywhere. And then you can always go back in if you want to deepen that crease color so that you see it a little bit better. Just put it right in the crease. Hi, Peg. Are you tuning in all the way from Florida? I'm jealous of you. All right, so there is that super soft shimmery color blended in. And now I'm going to go in with Epic Mascara, 2 coats of it. I do a thick coat from the roots all the way to the tips of my lashes. And then I do a thinner coat from mid-lash to the ends, just to make it pop. And then I'll use whatever is left over on my wand to do my lower lashes. And I've gotten better at doing the lower lashes. I will totally cop to the fact that at one point I was driving the struggle bus to do it, but they're better now. Practice makes perfect. It also helps to put a mirror below you and look up, and then you're not going to be quite as likely to get it on your skin. And of course, mascara is always available in our subscription, so you can get it just automatically sent to you with free shipping every 30, 45, 60, or 90 days. And they also always include free samples when you do that. All right, so I'm just going to put a little bit on my lower lashes now. I'm just going to comb this one out a little. A little spoolie will save you so much time in just like separating and lengthening everything. Especially when I do my lower lashes, because they're usually a mess. Okay. So now I'm just going to use a little bit of concealer. Actually, we didn't do our eyebrows. All right, so Moodstruck Brow Obsession Palette in the shade medium. And I will go in a little bit closer so that you can see. A lot of people ask me about brows. And someone sent me the funniest thing yesterday about this girl that was doing her brows, and one of them like was down here and the other one was up here. It's easy to do, honestly. So the Moodstruck Brow Obsession Palette, for anyone who isn't familiar with it, this is the medium shade, so like brunettes. We also have a dark shade for people that have black hair or just really like a really bold eye. And then we have a blonder version where this light shade is kind of your darker shade. So this is like a waxy pomade. This is your dark shade, your light shade, and these are 2 highlight shades, which I tend to only use if I'm like magic erasing something. I don't use it on a daily basis though. So to do my lower line and my upper line, I mix some of the dark shade with some of this gel right on my brow artist brush, and then I fill in from the arch back with the darker shade, and I fade in from, I kind of start back here and then I gently fade in the front so that there's a nice ombre effect with the lighter shade. So I'm going to go in and mix I grab a little of the pomade and a little of the darker shade, and I go in and do the bottom line of my brow from front to back. And then I do the same thing for the top. Now you want the arch and the tail of your brow to be the strongest point on your eye. So I start there and I just fade it back towards the tail. Like so. Now from this point forward, I use just what's on my brush or this lighter shade, because you don't want the front of your brow to be really, really dark. It's just not going to look natural. So I take a little of the light product and I just press it back, and I try to use as little product as possible. And it will just give you a nice sort of soft ombre in the front if you just blend in what's on your eyebrow and blend it back. Like so. And what a difference between the two eyes. Like, this is a totally finished, polished look, whereas this one looks just weak in comparison. So now we're hopefully going to make a twin sister for this eye. And go in and draw the bottom. I have been using the same brow kit since February, and I basically use it every single day. So if that gives you a key to understand how valuable these kits are and how much bang you get for your buck, I want to say that the brow kit is like $49. And I'm not even halfway done with the kit at this point. So you would definitely get a full year or more out of a brow kit. If you use pencils every time you do your brows, you're going to save yourself a ton of time and money using this. And then I use the flat side to kind of magic erase if I feel like I've gone a wee bit too far. So there we have it. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of concealer on the back of my hand because I accidentally wiped it off. And I'm going to go in and clean up those brows so that they're just perfect. And that's why another reason I like to use this brush is because it's got a nice, soft, firm edge on it. And I can go in and add a little matte highlight to my eye and be really precise with it and clean up the brow, no problem. And it's just like magic. You never knew the power of eyebrows until you change yours, either for the good or the bad. There's nothing on this brush. This is my translucent setting powder brush. And there's the brows. What a difference. All right, so now to finish, we're gonna go in and do some highlighter, which comes in the Kudos of the Month. That was a little bit further back. So we're gonna go and do some highlighter, which comes in the Kudos of the Month. So this is my Benevolent highlighter. It's pretty light. It's called the Benevolent Golden Frost. So it's got kind of like a champagne shimmer to it. And I just apply it at the top of my cheeks where my blush stopped, and that sort of helps to also blend that color in. And it also gives your skin just incredible youthful glow. And then I press a little bit on the top of my arch and down my nose and on my Cupid's bow. And that's a really subtle highlighter. You know, like I've definitely seen people walk around and they look like they were like in the galaxy somewhere far, far away. And it's pretty, but it's definitely not natural. But because I went like, hey girl, hey, on the old eyeshadow today, I like to do the rest of it very simple. But I'm obsessed with this pink eye. And I never thought I'd say that. Okay, so lips. I did this one yesterday too, so I'm just copying it. So it was Pouty Lip Liner, which is a really, really natural lip liner. It was Koi, which is this kind of soft peachy pink lip powder. And then I topped it with a little bit of the Lovable lip gloss. So I'm just going to go and draw in my lips, liner, everything. And I go on the underside of my lip so as to kind of like make it a little bit larger. It's technically not overlining my lips because I'm staying on my lip. Some people go on the outside of their lip, like to totally Kylie Jenner the situation out, but I stay just on the lower portion where my lip curls into my skin. And I like to color in the corner so it just stands out more. And this is my temporary solution to wanting fuller top lips. A fuller top lip. There's only one. Because I'm kind of chicken to get injections. I've seen it in live and living person. It's a little scary. They really get in there with that needle. Not gonna lie to you. Okay, so this is powder that turns to lipstick when it hits your lips, and it's magic. So this is the lighter shade. I usually use Contrite, which is a little bit darker. So this is Koi. It's kind of like a salmony pink. And it just goes on just like lipstick. Like so. It's not dry. It's like very velvety when it hits your skin. And then I like a little gloss, so I go in with Lovable lip gloss, which is not this pink when it hits your lips. It reminds me of that lip gloss that Kim Kardashian made famous. Turkish something or other. Anyway, it's very, very close to that. And that was a NARS, I think. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit more bronzer and build myself some cheekbones that carbs have taken away from me. And now we're gonna set our makeup with setting spray, which is hairspray for your face. It's everything in the world for keeping your makeup on 100% all day long. And your makeup should feel wet afterwards. And it dries really, really quick. But I have very sensitive skin, especially sensitive eyes. I can't use a ton of over-the-counter products, but nothing that I've ever used with Younique has upset my skin or my eyes. So there you have it, beauty queens. That is my pink eye that no mom should be afraid of, because it is so pretty. And as you can see, like, especially from far away, it does not look pink. It just looks like glowy and pretty and warm, but like up close you can definitely see that there is some serious pink going on. Like, there is no denying ostentatious is in the house, but when you blend it out properly, it's gorgeous. It's just absolutely so pretty. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting more shadow shades that are a little bit out of my comfort zone and playing with them, because makeup is supposed to be fun. I know I have fun with it, but it's supposed to be fun, and you can really balance it out, and you can bring out features that you never knew that you even had. It brings out my green eyes, so pretty. I think it looks really good with blonde hair. I would love to see it on someone with really dark raven hair. Oh my god, it would be so pretty. But have fun with it. I feel like it's a really pretty holiday look, or a date night look, or whatever. I wore it to work yesterday because that's my gig. Hi, Breezy. So, what I will do is take an after selfie, and then I will post all of the products that I used today, so that if you guys want to shop, you can. Like I said, the Kudos of the Month is a really good deal at $79. All of the makeup you get, I want to say it's like $130 value, plus you get free shipping. And if you add like 2 or 3 other products, you literally have a full face all there. Also for the month of December, being as what we've been through the last couple of weeks with my dad, I would really like to do a whole bunch of good, because this time of year no one should be in a hospital or in a rehab facility, and it kind of breaks my heart when we're there all the time with my dad and I see people that sit alone all the time, and like, I'm an empath, I can't handle it. So if you host a party this month and you want to name a foundation or a charity of your choice, then I am happy to donate all of my commissions that I make off of your party to that foundation or charity, because this is a season of giving. And I had said to God when all this happened to my dad, if you just help him heal, like whatever you want, I will do whatever you need. So I feel like we're definitely on a really positive road to recovery now, and I do definitely want to like pay that forward. So if you host a party in the month of December, the party just has to close before the 31st, and then my commissions go straight to whatever charity you choose, because that's what this time of year is for. So beauty queens, have a beautiful Tuesday. Dylan and I are going to go shopping now for all of our client gifts for work. We have a lot of things to buy and a lot of packages to pack, so we have a busy day ahead of us. But I love you all, and I will see you soon. And Christine, I'm going to text you right now.